Alright guys, so today we're going to go over Badge Plug made a video responding to Uncle Demi. So I'm going to react to Badge Plug's video. If you guys don't follow Badge Plug and you guys are watching me, what are you guys doing? Same thing with Uncle Demi. If you guys don't know Uncle Demi, you guys don't know Badge Plug, and you guys are watching me make this video, I think you guys are out of line. But anyway, go subscribe to their channel, go like their video. But yeah, let's go ahead and get right into it, man. In this video, he's going to be talking about tall guards, and dribbling is really what I want to hit up on, because I got a lot of questions and a lot of opinions, I guess a few opinions about it, and a few questions about it, because I truly don't understand what they want from tall builds, right? I know they say it, but the way they're coming across, it's confusing to me. So I want to make sure that we all on the same page, and they're asking for stuff that we want that's not going to break the game, because I feel like the things that they're asking for is going to break the game. And I hope 2K will take that and kind of take it with a grain of salt, and hopefully they can see, I guess, my side, or not just my side, but the people who think like me, maybe they can see that side as well, but at least for balance purposes. But let's get right into the video, man.
Today we are going to go over every piece of information we have on the 2K26 builder so far. So drop a like, guys. You already know I'm not here to waste y'all's time. What you've got to do, make sure that like button is blue, hit that subscribe button if you're new, and let's get right into the news. Okay, so look, it's that time of the year again where we're going to be talking about Uncle Demi. This man, every year, despite how you feel about him,
Uncle Demi's been around a long time, man.
Always leaking stuff about the new game. Of course, he's not going to be able to.
He might be a 2K plant, really, on the coup.
I have inside information that is going to get the videos taken down. This man has been at every single early testing of the game for years now. I think since 2K started doing it. So for the people that don't pay enough attention and they're like, oh, he's just saying stuff. Bro, they show us every year who was at the early testing. Uncle Demi might have the MVP. He might have been there more than any other person. Now, has he been there this year? Have they done it yet? We do not know. But he's,
and you know, 2K's always got
we're going to go over what's actually been posted by
2K's got a bunch of NDAs and all that other stuff. So, you know, it's always kind of finicky whenever they start talking about 2K, especially the ones that's really in with 2K, and they start saying stuff, and it's just, you got kind of, they want to talk about it, and they probably throw hints at it, but for the most part they're not going to reveal anything, at least not until the rest of the reveal comes out.
2K, my opinion on where the builder should go in 2K26, and much more. Okay guys, I know that's a little bit long of an intro, but it has to be fully explained, because every time we talk about Uncle Demi, you got people that are doubting it, and it's like, bro, when the game comes out, you see a lot of this. Of course, it's not going to be 100% because the game changes.
And the game does change, and that's why I think you need to get, I'm not going to say you need to, but I really suggest that you guys, if you guys do play 2K a lot, and I'm talking about if you're planning on hitting veteran minimum, I would get the $150 version. The reason I say that is you get 7 days early access. Now, I know 7 days, patches and all kinds of nerfs could be happening, and there's certain builds that you may not be able to make after the first week because people are going to be exploiting these. So, like, for example, this past year, the 5.9s, there were certain 5.9 builds that was just broken, and you heard them dudes come back from community day say 5.9s are broken, 5.9s are the meta, 5.9s are this. So when the game came out, they said, or they had the early access while everybody else got to watch them. They were making these 5.9 builds, and they were saying that it's so broken they need to patch it. They patched it, and it was still overpowered. They had to patch it again. So I have a 5.9 build that I made on day one that cannot be replicated. If you try to make this build today, you're not going to have enough attribute points. You're not going to have enough attribute points. So always, I would suggest getting the $150 version just for the 7 days early access, especially if you're going to be playing for a while, just so you can have broken builds. You know what I mean? I mean, not just for that, but broken builds, and then get to play the game early compared to everybody else. So by the time everybody else gets the game, you're already rocking a 99.
From when he gets this information, it's not going to be the same game that he played early, but a lot of the information he comes out with is true. So let's start with the first clip and I'll be right back.
But we all know there is limitations, right? So what else could you do? What other format could you come up with? What else could you put together that would make people be like, all right, this is different? And that's what you get to where I'm at now. So this is why I come to the conclusion of the reason NBA 2K26 is going to have the ability for big guards to do things, because we have not had that ever. We have not had that. You cannot make a Wemby, you cannot make a Giannis, you cannot make a KD, you cannot make a Paolo Banchero, you cannot make a Chet Holmgren. Like, I can just keep going. You cannot make a Ben Simmons. You can't even make a LeBron James, right? You can't make a real legit, not trying to say, like, of course you can't make a LeBron James, but we don't even have the ability to be tall and dribble and dunk.
Okay, I'm gonna let him finish.
And shoot like a guy that we want to. You cannot make a Giannis in this build, in the builder currently. But I feel like in 26, you'll be pretty close to be able to do that with the dribbling ability, with the ability to have the lockdown badges being associated with your perimeter defense now and not taken away because of your height. Okay, being able to have the ability to be 7 feet and to be able to dribble 7'2" and still be able to dribble. Not necessarily crazy.
Okay, let's just talk about this real quick. Break it.
Okay, so now this is where I start to get confused, because he's talking about tall guards, tall players having these dribble animations. Now in my mind, I'm listening to him talk, and all I see is tall my players dribbling like Kyrie Irving, right? Is that what we're asking for? Because I'm so confused, because that doesn't happen. If you then they start to refer back to realistically, these tall guys can dribble. No, they can handle the ball. That doesn't mean they can dribble, right? So what they're asking for is all these dribble sigs that these guards are doing in ISO situations that these guys aren't doing. Giannis is not an ISO player. And if he is, he's putting the ball on the floor, 2 dribbles, and then he's walking it down the court. 2 steps, and he's at the hoop. From the 3-point line, he's 2 steps in, and he's at the hoop, either putting it down for a dunk or putting it up for a layup. Giannis does not dribble the ball. He's not doing behind the back, step back, hezzy, come back, crisscross. He's not doing it in and out. He's not doing all that. He's doing 1-2 Euro step at the hoop. It's effective. It's efficient. It gets there. Right? So I feel like it's not the dribbling that needs to change. It's the animations that we get. I'm going to get more into that. So pay attention. Stay focused. Because Badge Play's going to agree with Uncle Demi.
All down. Because I'm seeing some people review what Uncle Demi is saying, and they're doing a pretty good job. But a lot of people are really missing out on some of the context clues, some of the nuggets that he is dropping in here. So first of all, I want you to just hear some of the confidence in a few of the things he's saying. It's not like, I think it's going to be like this. And he says, I'm using an educated guess sometimes. But from time to time, it'll be a very confident saying of what is changing, what has moved within 2K26. And the first one is that you're going to be able to make bigger guards that can actually move in 2K26. It just makes sense. He's going to talk about it more and more. 2K is trying to be, year after year now, I'd say since 2K23 really, a more and more realistic version of basketball.
Okay, so tall guards that can move, I can get behind that. But that also comes with certain animations that would trigger when you do these moves, right? So trying to have lightning launch on a 6'6" is not ideal. Shea is fast. SGA is fast. Off the dribble, he is fast. He can get to his spots. But he does get bumped a lot, right? He does draw a lot of fouls, and I think those are the types of things that need to change for those animations to either give the foul if a defender's out of position, swiping or going for a block, while an SGA build is going up for a layup, right? But you're not going to have a 6'6", just a Luka Doncic is not going to be doing, he doesn't need the speed. Luka will get open and make moves, and those, like I said, it's not about the dribbling, it's about the animations. Luka does have moves. Luka gets open. Luka doesn't need a lot of space. But if you make a Luka build, you need a lot of space, so you need to be able to dribble. And a lot of players, they cannot play without speed with ball, right? Luka does not have a lot of speed with ball, but he has a really high ball handle. So instead of players trying to work around that, they want an easy, I want ball handle and I want speed with ball. You don't need both, but players need it. And the way the game plays, it makes it to where they feel like they need that. And that's the type of differences that the game needs to try to balance out, is with those animations, right? Setting up a screen. You coming across the screen, a player sets a screen, I should be able to get a rub route, drop my shoulder, the same way the SGA cover photo looks. I should be able to get that type of animation to get as close to the screen man as possible to drive to the hoop. Instead, you get these weird, hezzy, delayed animations, and then you end up taking a wide route because the ball is all the way up, right? So it doesn't matter what your ball handle is. You're not going to get that good animation. You should have an animation to come off a screen. I shouldn't be stuck trying to finesse my dribble moves and hope I get the right animation to get around that screen. As soon as my man hits the screen, I should be able to cut right on the inside, right on the back of the screen man, and rub route, boom, dribble, put the ball on the ground, and drive past. But instead, I got to go all the way around. I have to make a loop, right? And that shouldn't happen. Those are animation issues, not dribbling issues.
And there's so many things inside of that, whether it makes the gameplay good or not, talking about how the movement speed is or the dribbling. But another one, a part of being realistic, is having big builds be able to actually dominate. That is the NBA.
But that isn't the NBA right now. You have these star players, but there's also star players who aren't 6'6", who aren't 6'5", 6'4", 6'3", 6'2s. The Damian Lillards, the Steph Currys, the Tyrese Maxeys. They're all stars. They're superstars. They're stars in the league. And they are small guards, and they have those handles. Kyrie Irving, they have those handles. Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland. Like, we're looking at these dudes, but we're pointing out the big guards. There's maybe 5 of them, right? Why are we calling out 5 big guards when the rest of the guards are under 6'5"? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I feel like we're looking at a small sample and blowing it up into the entire picture. Because even when you get to those other bigger guards, they're not moving like that. They're not dribbling like that. They're moving it. SGA, not even Cade Cunningham is moving like that, right? SGA is probably the only one that you could probably warrant a 90 speed with ball. But even still, if you watch all of his plays, once he takes off on a dribble, there's a defender on his hip the entire time, and that's where the foul comes in because he's slightly faster than that. So SGA would probably be the only one I warrant, but there is nobody in the NBA who's just blowing by defenders like that. Even Kyrie has a defender stuck on him most of the time. So I think what players want is to dominate ISO. ISO, boom, 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 I'm by you. Boom, 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 I'm by you. And they want these big players to do it so they can dominate on the inside and the outside. And that's not how it works. LeBron James, he's cool. He gets his spot. He makes his plays. But he's not. He might go between the legs, step back, pull up, right? But he's not going between the legs, crossover, hezzy, spin move, step back, back to a hezzy, back to a speed boost on the right side, boom, crossover left for a dunk. He's not doing all that. That's not happening. That is not realistic. So don't tell me that big players are doing these dribbles, because they are not. They are not, right? I don't care who you are. There's no center out there doing crossover, behind the back, step back, pull-ups. They're not doing that. Wemby will do it, and it is extremely slow. So asking for amazing dribbles on a big is insane to me. I just don't understand the logic behind that.
Right now, you got SGA on the cover. Wemby's freaking 7'19" and can dribble.
Everyone can dribble in the NBA. Anyone with any build can dribble in the NBA. Anyone with a build can dribble in NBA 2K. You just have to invest the points. But you want to make a big and not put points on dribbling, right? That 7-footer, you can get your dribbling to a 74. What more do you need? How much more dribble you need? That doesn't make any sense to me. How much dribble you want? We can't give you all the dribble. Can't give you a 90 dribble as a 7-footer. There's no 7-footer that dribbles better than a 90 overall player in the NBA right now. None. Zero. Wemby does not dribble. Let's go look at it. We're going to go look at it. I'm going to look at it. I'm going to put it up there. But I promise you, I can guarantee you, there is no NBA player, NBA center, power forward. I would even go as far as say a small forward that has better handles than the top guys in the NBA, the top handle guys in the NBA. So why should they get those animations? Why should they get those types of play styles? That just doesn't make any sense. The best handles I have ever seen on a big man at any time was JaVale McGee. He went and ISO'd somebody and he did good. Like he really was moving, but it was playing around. It was JaVale McGee. He's the Shaqtin' Fool Hall of Famer. That's the only time I've ever seen it. It doesn't make any, I just don't understand what you guys are asking for. They want a Shaq build that can dribble? Like, you're trying to break the game. You're literally asking to break the game. And that doesn't make any sense to me. To have a build that can dribble and ball handle, you got that. As a big, you got that. You can get handles for days. You can't get lightning launch as a big. You can't, because you shouldn't be able to speed. There is no big man that's just from a standstill taking off on anybody. You shouldn't be able to blow past a guard as a big man. That doesn't happen. Way too slow. You can get unpluckable, right? I mean, what else do you need? You can't get strong handle because, one, you move too slow. I don't understand what's being asked for when we ask for bigs that can dribble. We want Kyrie Irving's at 6'6", 6'7". That makes no sense to me. I'm confused. So like now we're asking for a 6'7" that can dribble, point guard 6'7", and they got to go up against a 6'7" power forward. What's the point of having a power forward? Why wouldn't everyone just make 6'6", 6'7", 6'8" point guards from the 1 to the 4 spot and then have a big that can shoot and dribble just so you can get rebounds? That doesn't make any sense to me. That game, you would literally break the game by asking for all these things. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Winning, unless you're really, really good in 2K26, and even at that, you're just at a massive disadvantage versus people that are on 6'2", 99 3-point guards, LTing, using Legend Dimer.
Okay. You're not at a major disadvantage. It's because you have to balance your build. You can't have a dominant offensive player and then a dominant defensive player at the same time. You got to balance it. You want to put 91 3-pointer, 94 3-pointer, 94 mid-range, 94 dribbling. Like, how much, what else, what are you asking for? That is the ultimate question right now. What are we asking for? Do we want every stat to be able to hit 90 so we can do everything and not have to worry about anything on the court? Because I promise you, the takeover works. Takeover helps. Takeover really does help. You get to a certain threshold, right? You get to that threshold. Now you sit there, okay, I got takeover. You don't need 99 on dribbling and then put a takeover with dribbling on there just to get it even higher, right? That totally defeats the purpose of takeover. Takeover should be, okay, I got my defense up just enough. I know I'm good on offense. I'm going to let my offense build my defense. Or vice versa. I know my offense isn't up there. I got an 87 3-pointer. I got an 82 mid-range and maybe an 88 agility. Okay, cool. But then I got a 92, 93 perimeter D. I got a 75 strength. I'm good on defense. I can handle my own on defense. My speed is good. Agility good. Perimeter D is good. Now I can put my takeover on my finishing because my dunk's only sitting at a 75. Oh, but you want these dunk animations. Well, you can't have all of that. You can't have the best dunk animations, the best jump shots, the best dribble moves, on top of being the best defender on the court. That just makes it unfair. So why wouldn't they just give us everything at 99 and say, go ahead, guys, go out there and be the best? That's the true skill gap. If we're really being honest, that would be the true skill gap. I don't know what they want. I don't know what the community wants. And there's a lot of people agreeing with Uncle Demi and Batch Plug without questioning these things. They're like, oh yeah, we need tall guards that can dribble. Do we? Do we need tall guards that can dribble? I don't know, man. Do we need tall players that can dribble? Because dealing with a 7-footer is already annoying, right? Now you give a tall guard a 7-footer handles on top of being able to post up, right? You think the post up game they're just gonna leave the post up cheese in the ones court? Come on, man. They're just gonna stop doing that? Nah, this works. I'm just keep doing this. This don't work. Now I can ISO. Now I'm breaking your ankles. Now I'm a 7-foot center breaking a 6-point guard's ankles. It makes no sense at all. Makes no sense. I don't know what you guys are asking for. I don't know how you guys are asking for it. You guys aren't giving any details. It's very vague. And I feel like if this is the route 2K's taking, we're looking at another broken 2K. And everyone right now who's saying we need tall guards that can dribble, what do you want to dribble like? Are we asking to dribble like Kyrie? We want everyone to dribble like Kyrie? That means defense doesn't exist. So why would anyone put defense on their build? It makes no sense.
2K does not want to see that. That's not good for their product. I'm going to let you guys know something real quick.
I don't blame them. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It's not good for the product. They don't want to see that. You're breaking the game. You're pretty much eliminating the skill gap.
A lot of people don't actually know, but the NBA, who 2K gets the license from, they want a realistic product. That's actually a reason why a lot of changes are made into the game. I might be even leaking some stuff right now in a way, but it would just make sense if you think about it. So, of course, you're going to have big builds actually be able to play, to dribble. In this game, they can't.
Okay. I get what he's saying, right? But to a certain extent, there's got to be a balance, and 2K has to find that balance. And a lot of it, it's balanced. It's a lot of the animations, the little animations. Now, I'm not talking about the big anime. I'm talking about those little animations. Like I said with the screen. When you set a screen, I should be able to come around the screen. Boom. Now I can drive, right? I should be able to drive off that screen. I shouldn't have to trigger a hezi, trigger a crossover, do something crazy, and then still struggle. And if I bump into the screen, now I'm ice skating. There should be a shoulder rub animation, right? A rub animation to get around. Should be able to do that. L2 screens. L2 screens is the same thing. I should be able to hit them with the, oh, excuse me, boom, I'm back at it. If it's not a screen, why am I running into it and getting sucked into a defensive position? That should not happen. Those are animation issues. It's not about they're cheesing or no, it's animation. The animations we're getting doesn't work. How many times have you been in the paint where a defender's just standing there and you're trying to run out the paint and he's just standing in front of you and you're sitting there ice skating, trying to run out the paint but can't, and you get called for a 3-second? How many times that happened? But then you in the same instance, you're playing defense and your teammate is standing still, boom, hands out, playing defense, just standing there in front of his man. But your person you're guarding is dribbling past him and you get caught up in a, oh, excuse me animation. Now your own player is screening you. I mean, at least I'm not ice skating, but I'm getting a, oh, excuse me animation to slow you down on top of guarding the fastest player on the court. So why can't I get that, oh, excuse me animation on the opposite end, underneath the rim? Why can't I get that? Why is there no animation for that? Why am I ice skating underneath the rim? Any other time, my feet is grounded to the floor. Except for in those instances where if someone is going for a steal, now you're running into your teammate because he's stuck in a steal animation. Oh no, I only have 34 steal, but I'm still trying to reach. And now he's stuck in his slow reach animation. And you're sitting there running next to him while he's reaching. Ice skate until he gets done with his animation. And then you can go. Why don't we have animations for that? Why is there no animations for that? And those are the little things that are holding this game back. It's not the big things. can be dealt with if those little things are tightened up. I guarantee it. I 100% guarantee it. Because there's a lot of times where I'm pushing my stick one way and I'm going the opposite way, right? Little things like that would change the entire landscape of the game.
Really do that. Like, they can, but they can't. You're much better off in so many scenarios being a 6'1 guard, 6'2 guard, and that's just not basketball anymore. So why would 2K go in that direction?
It's because of everyone else saying that's the comp meta. Because I need a 99 three-pointer to shoot. I need a 99 mid-range to shoot. I need the legend badges to play the game. You don't. You need one, maybe two. Specialize your build. But everybody wants to shoot. Nobody wants to play defense. So you get somebody on your team who plays pure defense, who you maxed out his defense. I'm going to max out my offense. And then I got a big man who's going to max out his rebounding, max out his strength. And that's how we going to play. And that's how people decide to play. Like, look at this. 13-9. My man's scoring all the points. He's just getting rebounds. I guess he wasn't even getting rebounds either. But look at Sprague. Just getting rebounds. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just so confused.
I'm really liking what I'm hearing from this information. We need to have more
Somebody explain this to me.
Tall builds that are closer to the quote-unquote meta. There needs to be multiple builds that can perform at a high rate versus the meta. In this game, you're at a big disadvantage no matter how good you are.
But that's the thing. There shouldn't be a meta. There should be ways, if your build is like this and my build is the total opposite, one, I should be able to exploit the fact that you don't have any interior defense and you want to make a big man. If you want to make a big man with no interior defense, I should be able to dominate you down there, right? You're not going to bring in somebody off the bench that has no experience up against Shaq, right? So how do you defend Shaq? Foul him. Send him to the foul line. You playing Shaq and Rec? Foul him. Close game? Foul. Foul the worst free throw shooter, right? That's strategy. Exploit your weaknesses. But instead, everybody wants to make a build that has all strengths. And they have a weakness in their build and people take advantage of it. And now it's a problem, right? Because there's ways to stop L2. 2K is not helping. I tell you that 2K is definitely not helping. But now if we're asking for 7-footers that can dribble at the same time, on top of having to deal with the L2, come on, man. You're just adding something else on there for people to exploit. Like that, those things aren't going away if they don't go away. If they don't fix those animations, they don't go away.
Let's say you're the number one best player in the world versus the number two. If you're on a 6'6" guard, you're at a big disadvantage playing the other guy that's on a 6'4" or a 6'2". That's something that could actually be a negative to the game. Let's not yap as much every single time and get into the next clip.
If you're 7 foot, you can't get 75 ball handle. But in 26, you have to be able to be 7 foot and have pro dribble animations, right?
Why?
And this whole thing about people are like, well, man, that's crazy because then everybody's going to be on the court that's going to be big. Well, look at the NBA. Everybody in the damn court is big.
No, it's not, Uncle Demi.
Like, I was just looking at Gil's Arena. I love watching that podcast. And he was talking about, look at all the point guards. Look how big they are now.
Not
look at
all the point guards. No, not all of them.
Tyrese Halliburton is 6'5". Okay. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Okay, listen. Okay, so he's bringing this up, and everybody's just gonna eat it up. Be like, yeah, he's right. Yeah, he's right to an extent, but they're not in the finals because they're big guards. SGA dominated. Okay, cool. He dominated all year. He dominated last year. Halliburton was off and on. He was consistent. He was good. What brought those two teams to the finals was defense. Their defense. They were the best defensive teams in the league in the playoffs. Like, you can't take that away from anything. So to sit there and be like, oh yeah, the big guards took their teams to no, their defense carried them. It was defense that got them there, right? So it just doesn't make any sense. So that's the excuse that we're using to get tall guards that can dribble?
They're 6'6", 6'7", right? You have Cade Cunningham. I mean, like, you can go down the list of big guards, right? If you're making a simulated basketball game, then we need to be able to see that in NBA. There's a lot of teams that are chauffeuring out there. The smallest person on the court is 6'6", and then the rest of them are just towering big guys. You see what I'm saying? Even someone like Drew Holiday, he's a point guard. He's 6'5", right?
But even Drew Holiday's not dribbling. He's a defender. Like he's a defensive beast. He's not dribbling. Like he has some good handles. He's got enough to handle the ball. But that's it. Like we're talking about, like we're asking for bigs that can dribble and handle the ball. Draymond Green brings the ball down court and he can't dribble for nothing. Like what are we asking for? Like the fact that we're essentially asking for a skill gap, and then at the same time we're asking to make the game easier. That doesn't make any sense. I want to be able to be a big man and bring the ball down court. Well, then fine, do that, but do it safely. They have a left trigger will put you in a protect the ball animation. You don't want to use it, that's on you. You can still bring it down court. Boom, pass it back, pass it off, pass it back. Get back open. You want to run the offense? That's how you run the offense. That's how they do it in the NBA. We're talking about being real. Big man gets picked up at half court. Boom, passes it off. Takes a few steps, catches the screen. Boom, gets the ball back. Relooks at the court, reset. That's it. But then playing with randoms, you don't get that. So now you stuck. So now you can't tell the randoms, hey, I'm gonna be the ball handler. I'm bringing the ball up the court as a power forward. What? They don't look at you crazy. No, I'm the point guard. I made me a point guard so I can run the offense. I'm gonna play my point guard position, right? So the fact that we as in the randoms don't have teammates or a team that will run the way you want your build to be ran. That's the only way any of this works, is if you build your player for your team. That's the only way any of this works. Giving everyone dribble, giving everyone handles is not the answer.
So it's like this whole thing that, having to make a 5'10" point guard build in order to get all the dribble animations, that's old. That has to be out the door.
Because now you look at this gameplay right here. My boy's just dribbling. No rhyme or reason. Look at this dude just walking down there. Like he opened, his man left him. Now he's walking to be covered by one person. Two people about to be covered by one person. That's just basketball IQ. You're wide open. You could pass the ball. But you waiting. You waiting too long. Watch.
Point guard build.
He's open. He doesn't want to pass.
That's old. That has to be.
He gets left. Boom. Stop where he's at. Pass the ball off.
That can no longer be.
Too late now.
NBA
Sorry,
2K.
late.
That is no longer simulated basketball.
This is
I really
random rec.
don't know what else to say.
That's random rec, and that has nothing to do with the builds. That has nothing to do with the builds. So now you're asking people to.
That has to be out the door.
Now, instead of this dude doing this, we're going to have this dude doing this. Or we're going to have this dude doing this. Or this dude. Like, all these tall dudes, now they're going to be doing this in random rec. Because now they all got handles. We're looking at a miserable experience.
That can no longer be relevant. That can no
Big
longer
is going to be doing this.
NBA 2K. That is no longer simulated basketball.
Like, it's just crazy.
I really don't know what else to say with all the clips we've seen so far besides I love it. I mean, this is the direction the game definitely needs to go in. Not saying at all that there isn't Jalen Brunsons out there and you could keep going. I'm not going to list every single guard, but
we're not going to list every single small guard, but we're going to bring up all the big guards, though. You see, I'm just trying to be fair, guys. I'm just trying to put it out there. We're painting the narrative for the game to be just extremely broken. Now, if they're just going to do this, why not just give everyone 99 stats? And if you want 99 on that build, you got it. Like, I mean, if that's what we're asking for, like, I truly don't get what we're asking for.
There's got to be more room, and it has to be closer competitively. Not even competitively, just having a casual, fun playing time in the park or something between tall guards, big guards. You got guys that are 6'10", that are 7 foot tall that can dribble. There's got to be changes within the gameplay for it to match real life basketball.
And I feel like 2K does a good job of that. Once again, what do we mean by tall 6'10s that can dribble? Because they don't exist. They really don't exist, guys. I don't know what we're asking for. These tall guys they're asking for, dribble, driving to the hoop, 1-2 step. They're at the hoop from the 3-point line. They're taking off. ISOing, boom, they're backing down. Post up. They have a bag. They're not doing anything crazy. They're not doing Kyrie dribble moves. They're not doing Steve Francis. Like, big guys aren't doing that. Big guys aren't doing in and out, tween, in and out, boom, spin, behind the back, hezzy, step back. They're not doing that. No big man is... show me. Somebody show me. Send me a clip. Send me a clip. Link it down below in the comment section. Send me a clip of a 6'10", doing anything extraordinary with the basketball. Anything Kyrie Irving-esque. And I'll bow down. I'll do it. But then we're asking to get that put on every build because of an isolated situation where dude got away with the move. Like I said, JaVale McGee did it one time. Went and broke somebody's ankles. Woo, woo, woo. Looked smooth. Clumsy while he was going to the hoop, but it looked smooth. That's Shaq the Fool GOAT right there. That's what he was going for. Pulled it off. But that doesn't happen. Now So now you got a 7-footer that can dribble. Now what is a 7-footer on defense supposed to do now? Now you got to decide whether you want to put interior defense or a perimeter defense on your build now. Now they got to add attribute points for that because now you should be able to guard the perimeter as a big man. Because now you got a big man that can dribble. Like, there's a cause and effect. Like, if we're not upgrading defense, but we're asking for all these offensive upgrades, there's no balance. Now we turn into just make a build, hopefully they miss, and then we can go ahead and take off. That's not skill. That's not a game. That's more RNG than RNG. It just makes no sense to me.